So Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, Billy and I were out in the shop late. It was 3:15 in the morning when I shot this clip, and we were far from being done. Billy had been talking to Chief most of the evening about 4-link settings underneath this car. Chief went through everything with him and explained to him what to look for as far as driveline angle, drive shaft angle, pinion angle, and plotting out the instant center on the 4-link bars. Now everybody has a different strategy. Some people like a short instant center, others like them longer, but I think we've got a pretty good plan, and if it doesn't work out, we know exactly what to change. Anyway, after a very late night out in the shop, I decided it was time to shave my face, and that meant I'd get attacked by the hedge trimmer when I came downstairs. But at least we've got everything going pretty good outside. The house is getting cleaned up, Kenny's got mulch spread, and Miss Harley is out there hard at work, shipping out merch and getting ready for the carburetor giveaway. So while she's working on that, Billy and I jump in the Suburban with the 2 turd barrels, and we pick up some lunch, and then we head down to Dayton, to one of my personal favorite places to go pick up parts. So here's the deal. When Billy bought his Nova, it came with a complete fiberglass front end. The problem is it doesn't fit very well. It looks pretty hideous, to be quite honest, and he's not happy with it. So he's decided to go ahead and put a steel nose and steel bumper on the front of his Nova. And there's only one place in the state of Ohio that stocks everything that we could possibly ever need for a 70 Nova, and that's Restoration World down in Dayton. The first time I went down there, it was for parts for Vicky's C10, and I was blown away at the amount of stuff they keep for not only the pickup trucks, but 55 through 57 Chevys, Chevelles, Camaros, Novas, from glass to interior to fenders, floor pans, brake lines, and everything in between. Me and the dogs wore ourselves out looking at everything in the shop. But once they got everything gathered up, we took the Suburban out back, backed it up the door, and we start loading up a complete front end for a 70 Nova. Well, almost a complete front end. They didn't have one front fender, but luckily Jegs has one in stock. So anyway, we load up the dogs, jump back in the Suburban, and hop on 70 to head home. And when I got back, Corey and Amber Butcher are hard at work power washing the house, the patio, and all the concrete, and Kenny Powers has got every bit of Vicky's mulch spread out for her. The house and the flower beds looked like $1 million by the time they got done. They were just about finished up when Billy and I pulled in the driveway in the Suburban, and I couldn't hardly believe my eyes when I got out of the car.
We all have been busy today.
Holy shit, Kenny. This looks like a brand new place. With as busy as we stay around here working on race cars and traveling, it is extremely difficult to keep the house looking this nice. And since we've got company coming and no Prep Kings weekend coming up, it's a load off our mind to have all this stuff taken care of. Anyway, we've got more work to do yet tonight. Miss Harley's in the office trying to get ready to give this carburetor away, and Uncle Terry shows up with another delivery. 2 brand new quick fuel carburetors, one E85 and one gas for my Malibu. Now I was a little bit shocked when I opened the boxes on these carburetors and both of them were red. Usually the E85 carburetors are green, but the new E85 carburetors are red as well, which is a welcome sight for me because I really don't like green carburetors anyway. So anyway, me and Miss Vicky and Miss Harley are all busy in the office getting ready to do this carburetor giveaway, and Kenny Powers is finishing up his yard work for the day, cleaning up some brush and burning everything in the backyard. He's got the flower beds looking super nice, and I couldn't be happier with the way everything turned out today. So anyway, once we got the carburetor giveaway taken care of, we were all pretty hungry, and it was getting late. So Vicky decided just to go ahead and order some pizzas down at Buckeye Lake at Donato's so we could all get a bite to eat before everybody heads home. And even though we all worked late, we've still got to get up early Thursday morning to get started again because there's more work to do and more parts to go pick up. Billy and Uncle Bucko were first on the scene this morning, and Jeremy backs up the shop with a trailer full of fabrication tools and welders. So Jeremy starts formulating a plan for fitting the steel front end, and we head back into Jegs to get my nitrous bottles topped off and pick up another fender that we couldn't get yesterday at Restoration World. Uncle Terry met us at the front counter and took our nitrous bottles out back to put them on the scales and pump them full of nitrous again. While Terry was working on our nitrous bottles, Billy and I hung out in the showroom, talked to a few people, and Terry brought out Billy's fender that he needed, as well as my nitrous bottles, and helped us load everything back in the Suburban. When we got back to the shop, Jeremy and Kenny come out and helped us carry everything in, and Jeremy had a plan to start cutting up all this sheet metal to make it fit Billy's Nova. They took measurements off my car sitting out back, which is completely stock, before they took the plasma cutter to the brand new front fenders and the brand new core support. Now usually I would be having a fit over cutting up brand new sheet metal, but this stuff's all aftermarket anyway, so it doesn't really bother us. I think Jeremy and Billy were just having a grand old time out there cutting the heck out of brand new sheet metal and making sparks fly, until they found out the doors aren't where they belong. The hinges have been modified so that the doors lift off, but the modifications put the hinges where they don't belong, and now nothing fits upright. So that means tomorrow we get to cut the doors back off the car, redo the hinges, and start over. So while the guys are working on those problems, I decide I want to clean up Vicky's C10, and I need to go see Mark down at A1.
Got there.
Your engine cradle that you asked me for.
Nice.
See? I don't forget.
Well, Uncle Bucko.
You can't freaking put me in the same basket as Uncle
I
Bucko.
guess yes, not, Bill. I'm sorry.
Uncle Bucko
Sorry,
told you I
Bucko.
forgot, didn't he?
He did. Twice.
He was talking shit. But guess what?
It's here.
It's here.
Fine. Now
I forget nothing.
You don't. Steel trap. I'm like a steel trap.
Mark had asked me to pick up an engine cradle for him the next time I was at Jegs, and Uncle Terry had dropped it off the night before, unbeknownst to Uncle Bucko. So I feel like the two of them were conspiring to beat me up a little bit today over forgetting Mark's engine cradle, but I didn't forget it. So anyway, I get back home and I start cleaning up Vicky's C10 with the help of Miss Scrappy, of course, who's always ready to bite at the garden hose. And at first, she's not a big fan of this new garden hose end that Kenny Powers got us. Until, of course, I adjust it for a solid stream of water. Me and old Scrappy just barely got everything cleaned up on the truck right before the major rainstorm came. So where are we at on this project now?
But I don't know how you can even hear anything.
I can hear everything.
They can't.
All right, Uncle Buckolius. What's the plan?
You cut the door hinges back off and reposition them. You gotta get the doors lined up before I can get the nose lined up before I can weld the core support mounts together.
So when are you gonna start this?
First thing in the morning.
Say that again?
First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning?
Yeah.
What time is first thing in the morning?
Well, I usually generally start around 8 o'clock. That's what normal people do.
What are you trying to say?
Well, you suck at tile work, for one.
Hey, my tile's still working out there, despite the fact that you half-ass cleaned it out.
No, it's not working.
It's definitely
Why don't you show
working.
'em?
I did. I already
Show 'em-
showed him in the video.
show
It
'em-
works. It
show
works
'em-
freaking
show 'em
great.
the drain. Do it.
What's wrong with it? It's working.
Yeah, you come out here now, it's not Lake Superior.
It's working. It just rained so hard that the freaking tile couldn't take it all at once.
Maybe if you ran a big enough tile to begin with, you wouldn't be having this problem.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the shop tonight. We just finished up dinner. Billy's still in there finishing his dinner. We were watching Tommy's live feed tonight. Tommy and Allison and Jeff were live over in Jeff's garage for a little while tonight. We were cutting up and teasing Tommy a little bit on there. But, we've been a busy bunch of people around here lately. As you can see, Billy's Nova is starting to take shape. It's almost got the nose on it. Jeremy's going to be back tomorrow. Unfortunately, they ran into a little snag with the doors not fitting quite where they should be, and they have to cut the hinges off and replace the hinges, re-weld them back into the door jamb so that the fenders and the doors line up. So they cannot hang the nose until the doors are fitted properly. So Jeremy plans to be back tomorrow morning to work on that. And hopefully we can get the nose mounted on this car tomorrow and get one step closer to taking this car to the dyno. Billy's got somebody that's going to help him tune it on the dyno, maybe as soon as next week. I know he's thinking about taking it to No Prep Kings at the very least to have it on display. But this weekend, I think we're going to Pacemakers. They've got a No Prep race up there, and Billy and Tommy are taking the truck and the Falcon for that. I don't think I'm racing this weekend unless, well, I could go to Trails on Sunday. I could probably go bracket race it in Sportsman class on Sunday. That is an idea. I wouldn't mind doing that. That's still on the table. I may do that this weekend. In other news, I did go to Jegs today with Billy, and I picked up a new intake manifold for the 55. I picked up this brand new Edelbrock Performer RPM air gap intake, and the winner of the carburetor giveaway decided he wanted the carburetor off the Malibu because, believe it or not, this guy from Baytown, Texas that won the carburetor actually has a 69 Camaro with a 355 mild hydraulic camshaft, aluminum heads, 700 R4 transmission, 373 gear. It's almost identical to the combination in the Malibu. So that's pretty wild for all those people to enter that, and the guy that wins it has almost the exact combination that I have in the Malibu. So that's really good. But spoke with him a few times in email today, and I want to get that carburetor shipped out to him. I did go ahead and start putting my new carburetor together. Obviously, it was a brand new carburetor out of the box, but I do some things that to make improvements to it, to tune it for my car. And obviously, I had it pretty close, but there's a couple little things I wanted to change on this one to try, and we'll see if they work out. But I started working on that tonight, changed the jets and changed the front power valve. The front power valve was a 4.5 out of the box, and I had an 8.5 in the one on the Malibu. I put a 7.5 on this one just to try it. If I don't like it, I can switch to an 8.5 later. But started working on that tonight, and this new intake manifold for the 55 should work out pretty nice. And I'm honestly seriously considering trying one on the Malibu because I only shift that Malibu at 6,500 RPM, and I'm not so sure that an RPM air gap intake wouldn't run maybe a little more better ET, but I doubt that it'll run as much mile an hour. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really like using nitrous on a dual plane intake, though. That's my only drawback. I would rather use a single plane intake to spray nitrous through a plate. So I'll consider it. I might try it. I don't know. It can't hurt to try it. But just a lot going on here. I've been trying to spend as much time in the shop with Billy and help him with the Nova as I can. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to work on my own stuff, but that's okay. I don't have a problem with it. I really want to see Billy get this Nova up and running. I'm excited for it. I'm really happy for him, and I think that he and Rob have done an excellent job on this car over the winter. Everything they've done has been pretty top notch, to be quite honest with you. And I'm just really excited to see him get this car out. I helped him set the 4-link up the other night, and I got to thank Justin Shear, Chief, because he has really gone out of his way to help Billy with multiple different things, but helping him set the 4-link up in the car and talking him through everything and giving him some pointers what to look for as far as drivetrain angle and drive shaft angle and pinion angle, and he is a wealth of knowledge. And Justin, I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for us and our family. I don't even know what to say, man, but thank you so much. Greatly appreciate everything that you and Jackie have done and continue to do. So when this thing comes out, I think it's going to be pretty good. I don't think it's going to be far off right out of the box. I feel like we've got a lot better handle on this car coming out than we've had with any other car that we've ever had, including the Falcon. The Falcon has been a real help in learning the Holley system and the EFI and tuning it. And that's a big part of the reason Billy bought that car, was to learn the Holley. So it's been really nice because he literally bought a turnkey car that had Holley in it, and that helped him learn the system, and he took to it like a duck to water. I mean, his power management skills are really, really good, obviously, but I really look forward to seeing how well he does with this Nova, because this is going to be a game changer for our family for sure. So anyway, I'm gonna try and hop off here for tonight, guys. I'll try and do another video tomorrow. Not sure what we're going to get into, but I want to get the Malibu ready for Sunday in case I get to race at trails. We're going to be working on the Nova, and I want to get this carburetor switched out onto the Malibu and get this fella's carburetor shipped out to him. So that's what's on the agenda for tomorrow, guys. Stay tuned. We'll see you maybe tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.